Okay, so here is the app. Once you download it, you have to scroll across to find which gimbal you have. So it shows you all the different gadgets. We have the iSteady Multi. So now we're going to connect to the device, and we are going to try and connect. We've got that one. And so then you have to hit the device so that the Bluetooth light is going. And then it took me to the camera, so that's different. Don't ask me why I did that. All right, we've got this device. We want it to be for a camera. As you can see.
Here's where we typically run into issues. It'll take us a really long time to finally get it to pull up, even though we've got Bluetooth on, we've got it on. Right now it's pulling a lot faster than it normally has in the past. But then we go to this home screen, which you see at the bottom now says calibrate, which is the most important part. So you follow along this screen and it tells you exactly how it needs to be sitting in order to get calibrated. And you have to follow this explicitly because it can tell when you're doing it right. And then it'll take you to the next step because it's been able to see that, hey, you're doing things in the correct order. If for some reason it gets stuck on one of these, it means you are not doing it correctly and it's not picking up the sensors that it needs to be picking up. So now we've got to get like this.
I don't think it likes that way. Here's part of the problem too, is when you have that red piece in, it gets stuck.
Mind you, you're calibrating without having a device on it. I think it's the other way around.
Oh.
As you can see, this is definitely a two-person job, but no, this is supposed to be down. There we go. Now we've moved on to the next one.
Holy Toledo. Okay, so this goes like this.
Mind you, you can also calibrate this without using the app, but this helps dummy proof it for us, so that's why we've been doing that.
And then it wants to go.
We are smooth sailing for the first time in a long time. Confirm calibration is complete. Please restart it. If the gimbal head does not remain horizontal after restarting the gimbal, please use settings to trim to adjust. We don't know what that means, but we're going to hit confirm. And now, turning it on, turning it off. And this noise, we don't know what that means.
It is vibrating in my hand. So I can feel it vibrating. If I were to put it down, it would flop around kind of like a dead fish.
There we go. And now apparently calibration is complete. We can put the camera in and hopefully it will stay that way. The thing with this gimbal is now it looks like it very well could be calibrated, but keeping it calibrated has been the problem. It is not user-friendly. So unless you are willing to do this repeatedly, I wouldn't recommend this product, but at $150 for a gimbal, it is on the more affordable end of things. So keep that in mind when purchasing. And that is your tutorial of using the app
to calibrate.
And like we said, you can do it without the app and follow the instructions, but that has its own set of challenges as well.
Hi guys, so we just ordered this gimbal off of Amazon. It's the Hohem Multi Gimbal, and it has 3 different variations of use. I'm gonna tell you right now, we are sending it back to Amazon. I have spent multiple days working on just trying to calibrate it alone without success. There is an app that you can use that's downloaded on my phone, and it would connect to the app and search for it. So when I turn it on, it'll connect to Bluetooth, and every time I turn it on, it just starts to vibrate in my hand. If you happen to set it down, it starts whipping itself around, but without actually having a manual that tells me exactly how to place it to properly calibrate it, it's hard to know exactly what I am supposed to be doing, but it is vibrating right now in my hand and attempting to calibrate, but I don't really think it's going to be very successful. So I watched a bunch of videos as to how to do this, and so far I have not been able to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do. I've watched multiple YouTube tutorials, and 95% of the time it says to use the app, and I cannot get the app to connect to the gimbal in order to follow the picture directions to lay it down and calibrate it as it's supposed to be done. What is nice, as you can see, it's kind of just going crazy. But what's nice is in the kit it does come, let's see, so I'm gonna go like this. But I'm telling you, all the YouTube videos make it seem pretty flawless as far as how to calibrate it so that when you stick your device on it, whether it be a camera or a cell phone, it constantly stays balanced and it stays upright properly so that when you're moving around, the camera is not, so you get really good video capture. But so far, it's not happening with this one. I don't know if it's because it's faulty. I don't know if it's me as a human being not being incredibly tech savvy, but the manual only tells you very minimal things, but in 17 languages, and it's 1 full page front and back. And then it tells you if that doesn't work, go to the app. Well, I've spent multiple hours in the app trying to get the app to connect to the gimbal to follow the picture directions, and only once did I ever actually get successful. And then as soon as I went through the process and put the camera on, nothing happened. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to show you with my camera how it does attach. So it comes like this in the box, and then you have to slide this little side piece on. So it comes with multiple screws that you have to line up just right, and then you slide it into this latch. So you have to push this red trigger down in order to slide this tray on. So once you get the tray on, you can then lock this down, but it does slide in. And then that is what will connect. So then you'll have this piece that will go right in on the end to lock it in place. And then you'll have this other red screw that you will screw in to lock it so that the tray can't slide out. So that does make that part nice and easy. And that part was all fine and dandy. But I'll show you once we get the camera attached what happens when we attempt to turn it on. It does come with an additional stand. So you can see this will pop out as a tripod, a handle extension. So you can put it out to the side this way. You can attach it to the bottom. You can attach it wherever you like. You have a different tray platform specifically for a cell phone, which is this piece that you can attach on. And then you have this piece, which is for an actual camera. As you can see, we use a small Sony. And then you have your charging cords and a microphone cover, and then it gives you another adapter as well. And so it does come in the great carrying case, which is nice for keeping all of your things together, but it definitely is not incredibly compatible with putting your camera on and having it be balanced and cohesive. So my recommendation is don't buy this gimbal unless you are incredibly savvy and you will know how to bypass and calibrate, but it was extremely challenging. It was extremely challenging for us and not worth the money. So this gimbal is going back to Amazon. If you've got questions, comment below. If you think you've got extra tips and tricks on how this works, please comment below and let us know. Talk to you later.